Pisces, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started for Pisces and see what messages we have for the week ahead. Keep in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So make sure to check out your other placements because you could have messages in those readings as well. All right, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see what the energy is around your week ahead. Pisces. Oh, Pisces, your cards are very hidden at the end here. Okay, they were all at the bottom of the deck. Okay. We see fork in the road in reverse and poised with building blocks in reverse on the bottom of the deck. Very interesting sort of vibe to start your reading. This makes me feel like as you're sort of feeling, it's almost like you're feeling like there's going to be a fork in the road coming up, like that you're going to have to make a decision. And that seeing it in reverse tells me that it hasn't happened yet, but that it's almost like you can feel it already and that you're not sure what you're going to do when this does happen. This is a feeling of indecision, and it can be frustrating because it can feel like really anxiety triggering here because of the indecision. It's almost like you know you can't remain where you are, but you're not sure where to go next. This is interesting. I have felt that form of frustration where you're in a situation where you know things, you can't stay that way anymore, but you're not sure where to go next or what to do next. So this is interesting. By not making a choice, my friends, you are making a choice, right? Like by not choosing, you're still choosing. You're choosing to stand still. And choosing to stand still could be because you're trying to avoid an outcome that you think isn't going to work out for you. But it can also be that you don't want to necessarily take a choice because then you have to sort of accept whatever comes with that choice. So this is a period of indecision. This is a time where you're not sure that the choice you're going to make is either going to lead to a desirable outcome or an undesirable outcome. And you can't see around the corner. It's almost like seeing the moon card in reversed, where you're like, I have no idea. I'm stumbling around in the dark, but I do know that I will have to make a decision here. Ultimately, I feel like using your intuition is going to guide you here, but I feel like from the outset, you're feeling kind of that indecision vibe right now. Even if you haven't come to the part where it's time to make the decision, it's almost like you're feeling it in advance of it actually showing up as a choice moment for you. Seeing this card in reverse on the bottom of the deck tells me that there are things that need to be let go of, that are no longer serving you. And that, you know, when you're building a foundation with this building blocks card, there's stuff that you will see are no longer working, no longer serving, and it's time to let go. And that can be an interesting time because you can sort of see yourself almost clearing out space for a new experience, a brand new experience. And so that gives us a bit of a clue here that I don't see you returning to something. I feel like Pisces, you need to move forward. Like this poised card is giving me that feeling as well. That's giving me that feeling that you need to move forward confidently and with this sort of certainty that you know what you're doing and that you're not indecisive, and that you're going to move forward towards new things, being ready for something new, being confident that you will prosper, you know what I mean? And that you have everything to feel confident about. That confidence could replace indecision here, because as you are sort of moving towards this decision point, I think you're going to start to see signs of things that need to go, things that don't fit anymore, things that don't serve you in feeling confident. You know what I mean? You have this almost certainty within you that's trying to guide you towards things that are for you. And it's all happening now in this present moment, where I think you can take action towards things that you feel are, you're ready to let go of, things that are no longer functioning to support you. You know what I mean? They're just there because they've been there for so long, and they're gathering dust, and maybe they're getting moldy and they're getting rotten. The wood, I see a structure for a house that has pieces of wood that have been out in the rain, and they've got to go. They need to be replaced with something more stable, because I think you're moving towards something new here, Pisces. My feeling is that you're confidently and boldly moving towards something new, but you can't see it all yet. So there's a part of you that feels indecisive about what to do next. Let's jump into the tarot cards here and clarify this for you. Page of Swords in reverse. Very interesting. The Page of Swords, and the Page of Cups. Let's get your cards out. That's interesting. 2 pages next to each other with the 10 of Cups. See, you're moving forward. You're starting fresh. This is a rebirth. You're not going back to anything. You're pursuing where you feel the most passion, confidence, and charisma, and fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. I feel like you're moving towards this rebirth, and there's a part of you that's like, oh, what if I miss an opportunity? But I don't think so. I think you've just got to keep your eyes open for the signs. Don't take on too many new things. Allow things to change around you. Allow the landscape around you to change so that you don't get caught up in too many things. Don't get caught up in too many things right now. Take things one step at a time, because I feel like if you do get caught up in too many things, you might have complications in legal matters. You might have complications that involve like some red tape that needs to get cut. You might get yourself into a situation that is just more messy and more, it almost feels bureaucratic, that it could involve like lawyers. Look at that, another page. You've almost got all of the pages. You've got the Page of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the Page of Rods, Page of Wands. That makes me feel like this is a very, very, very new beginning. Like I said, you can't see it yet even. You just feel it energetically. You feel the energy coming in, and there's the Ace of Cups. And it's in reverse, I think, because your first task is to give yourself this love. It's almost like giving yourself permission. We also see the Ace of Swords here. Giving yourself permission to have a new perspective on what is emotionally fulfilling for you, and to take that as a choice, to not look back, to not feel bound and tied and connected to the past. I feel like this Knight of Swords is coming in to cut the cords to things that are overwhelming and stressful, that indecision, right? This indecision. The Knight of Swords is coming in to shift things so that you don't feel that vibe of indecision anymore. And I feel like, if anything, that's going to be replaced by love and forgiveness and compassion that you offer to yourself. It's interesting seeing the Hierophant in reverse. That keeps catching my eye. I can't help but think that there's something here that's got to go. There's, like we said, that rotten piece of wood that's gathering dust, and it's making the foundation very unstable. It's got to go. It's outdated. It's ego-based. It's not in connection or in alignment with you anymore. It's something that is like a pattern that needs to be disturbed. And that Knight of Swords is coming in to disturb that pattern and cut ties, cutting the red tape so that you don't feel bound by that anymore. And all of these pages are so interesting. You've got 3 pages here. The Page of Cups is bringing in this idea of unexpected, beautiful synchronicities that are so motivating and innovative, right? And that Page of Wands is bringing in this idea of self-discovery, of understanding yourself in a very new way that is is really compelling and creative and enthusiastic and it's so creative, and you're just so curious about these new parts of yourself that you're getting to know. Seeing the Page of Swords in reverse tells me that this isn't the time to really be talking about this too much. I feel like seeing the Page of Swords in reverse says that, especially in this context, that there's no need to be talking about this. I think that could exacerbate your indecision. If you start talking about this with too many people, you could actually find yourself feeling more indecisive and less able to sort of just break free from that indecision. Seeing the Ace of Swords or the Ace of Cups at the end here, and the Ace of Swords was on the bottom of the deck. The Ace of Cups tells me that there are new connections coming towards you, but it's really time for self-love. This is about nurturing yourself and not repressing your emotions, really being open, having an open heart here, open to new adventures, open to love, open to new experiences, open to everything new, just being open to the new. I'm telling you, going back is not the answer. If some of you are deciding between moving forward and returning to something, I feel like this reading is guiding you to move forward, not to move back. That Ace of Swords here on the bottom of the deck in reverse tells me that when you start to think about this too much, you get stuck, you get cloudy, you start to increase that level of indecision. And so I think your best bet is to stay connected to your vision, right? Stay connected to the overall vision instead of getting stuck in over analyzing things, because that's where you're going to find that the indecision comes up and you're like, I don't know what to do. But I think you just got to focus on building things one brick at a time here. And like I said, you're operating in the dark. 7 of Cups. You've got to choose what is the most emotionally fulfilling journey without knowing how it's going to work out. That's part of the mystery and the curiosity that you're going through right now, is sort of choosing in the dark based on what is the most emotionally fulfilling and exciting and creative and brings out your enthusiasm and makes you feel like you're really following your bliss, your passion. I feel like you're very attractive right now. I feel like you're attractive in the sense that you're able to attract a lot of new opportunities. You're very confident. You're really wanting to feel that emotional fulfillment. You want to have your desires met. You want to feel overwhelmed by desire, if anything, instead of overwhelmed by indecision, my friends. There's your Ace of Pentacles and the Magician. Wow. You're really bringing in these new beginnings because I think you're choosing them. I really think that you're choosing to focus on the new and the infinite possibilities. It's interesting. I really feel like you're working from the inside out, which is exactly how you sort of become in tune with that law of attraction, to attract whatever it is that you're holding, as above, so below. So I feel like you're really focused on new beginnings, new prosperous beginnings. And you need some self-love here. You need some self-care. You don't need to talk about this. I feel like talking about it's going to make you feel stuck. Exactly. You're going to feel stuck if you keep talking about it. And there's the Page of Swords again, confirming this is between you and you right now. You just need to sort of get yourself to a place where you're able to really be clear on what your emotional fulfilling path is, really tapping into those exciting, new, creative, innovative ideas that you feel really, what makes you feel enthusiastic, Pisces? What makes you feel driven? What makes you feel excited? What makes you feel renewed? Where do you feel like you can let go of some things to amp up how you're feeling? That's what this reading is guiding you towards, to really choosing you, as you're at that fork in the road. Choose the new path for you. There's no reason to be indecisive at this time. I think that is coming through those outdated thoughts that we saw in the Hierophant reversed, where you're letting go of patterns and overthinking. You're letting go of all of that, and you're following where you feel the most enthusiastic and creative, and where you feel the most love for yourself and the most inner fulfillment. That's the path for you. Wow, really interesting readings this week, my friends. I'm going to leave it at that for you, Pisces. I hope this has been helpful. If this reading has resonated for you, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. If you would like a personal reading, you can find that information in the description below. As always, I'm sending you so much love and light, my friends, and I look forward to reading for you again soon. Take care.